All right, we're going live.
Take two.
Take two. Boy, oh boy. That was a bit of a disaster there at first. You know, you're going to have to be patient. People, you're going to have to be patient.
Yeah, I figured this would be kind of a test run, so to speak.
It definitely is. Welcome, everybody. As you can see, scrolling so beautifully across the bottom. Welcome to Office Hours Live. I think it's showing us in real time who's joining us, but we're just gonna chat as if we've got 100 people in here right now, because then this can just live in perpetuity on YouTube, and we can talk about all the important and pertinent issues of the day in the Wisconsin business community, in the business community at large. Hey, Doug, thanks for joining us. What's up, man? I just want to introduce fearless leader of the Wisconsin Veterans Chamber of Commerce, the famous one and only Saul Newton. What's up, man?
How you doing, Adam?
I'm good, man. We are live, live for the very, very first time, which is super exciting. We're using StreamYard, which is excellent, which is broadcasting simultaneously on Facebook, at the Wisconsin Veterans Chamber of Commerce page on Facebook, on YouTube. So look for Wisconsin Veterans Chamber of Commerce on YouTube as well. And then also we're on Twitch now, because why not, man? We're on Twitch. Streaming is the future.
We're on all the platforms.
Do you watch Twitch at all?
I have never heard of Twitch until about 3 weeks ago, which really shows how out of touch and what a terrible millennial I am.
You know, it really is the future. This streaming and it's Twitch is, for those of you not familiar with it, Twitch is a streaming platform where people predominantly stream them playing video games and talking about the video games that they're playing. But, you know, as it's grown in popularity, it's inevitably started to branch out. And a lot of people are saying, you know, including the brilliant business and marketing minds of the world, like Gary Vee and whatnot, they're saying that, you know, this Twitch and streaming content is absolutely the future, and Twitch is not just for video games anymore. So, So here we are, a whole bunch of geriatric millennial veteran nerds on Twitch, talking business, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the migration to all of this streaming and these streaming platforms, and probably the growth and popularity of platforms like Twitch, is just indicative of the new kind of business environment that we're living in, right? That because of COVID, because of you know, work from home and everything else, you know, the slow migration to remote platforms and social media platforms and things like that has just been accelerated to the nth degree. And even
it's not a slow migration like anymore,
ours, is it? Yeah, you know, even organizations like ours are really trying to just kind of figure it out as we go along. And I know that a lot of the business members that we work with are doing the same thing.
Absolutely. So, I mean, we're talking our point of Office Hours Live. This is our very first, for those of you that are just joining us, our very first Office Hours Live. We're going to be doing this every Wednesday, same place, same time, pending any technical issues. We managed to get through it today, but we'll be on 11:30 Wednesday every single week, and it is an open forum, ask me anything, casual style. Notice I'm wearing a hoodie. I mean, we're cash here right now. Saul dressed up, though. He looks a lot nicer than I do.
Oh, I'm wearing a flannel, dude.
It's nicer than anything that I've actually put on in the last several months. So, but if you have any questions, and today we're invariably talking about streaming stuff. We didn't plan it, but I think talking about you know, the future of marketing, market segmentation, and branding, and that sort of thing is super relevant to our members and the business community. Is this free? How can a small biz do this like you guys are? Doug, what a great question, man. So absolutely. We're using a platform called StreamYard right now, which does have a free option And you can use that to broadcast live on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch, and Facebook pages or groups or anything like that. You don't necessarily need StreamYard to broadcast on any of those platforms except for LinkedIn. LinkedIn doesn't have a native live distribution platform yet. So for example, when I personally go LinkedIn live, I need to use StreamYard to do it. And you can stream to one place through StreamYard for free. So and then you can go live on YouTube for free. You just need to click that you're wanting to become eligible for live, and it takes 24 hours for them to approve it and basically set you up in the live studio. Anybody can go live on Facebook. So really, there's a lot of marketing opportunities and opportunities for you to reach your audience and people that are already engaged with you on a personal level. Through streaming and through having dialogues with them and answering their questions and telling them things that you know are valuable to them. It doesn't cost you anything to do it. You don't need a super fancy microphone. You don't need a super fancy camera. Saul is using an iPad right now. I have a microphone that I found somewhere, and you can use your computer. So you can use earbuds. It doesn't have to be fancy. So a small business can and absolutely should take advantage of streaming and just having dialogues with their audience, with their customers. And then from there, you can save those videos and cut out highlights. And now you have short form digestible pieces of content for that you can use through Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter stories, that you can use in posts, that you can use in highlight reels. I mean, there's a lot of opportunities for micro content. I'm sure Saul and I can find at least 10 things so far that's worthy of a 5 to 10 second piece of micro content in the 7 minutes and 6 seconds that we've already been chatting. Now we're currently on a premium plan for StreamYard, which does cost something. And one would pay for that or any similar service if they were looking to stream simultaneously on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, LinkedIn. Like right now, we are simulcasting on Twitch. Follow Wisconsin Veterans Chamber of Commerce on Twitch. On YouTube, make sure to subscribe to Wisconsin Veterans Chamber of Commerce on YouTube. See what I'm doing here. And on Facebook, make sure to follow us there as well. And then the cool thing about this platform is anybody that comments, it shows up in the same chat feed for us. So right now I see, Doug, your question was from Facebook. And it says, Doug Heading, Facebook, is this free? How can a small business do this? And blah, blah, blah. So if somebody was on Twitch right now, or somebody was on YouTube, which admittedly are less developed audiences for us. We haven't put a lot of resources behind developing those audiences. So it's much more likely that somebody would be on Facebook interacting with us. But if somebody was from other platforms, it would tell us that. So does that answer your question, Doug? I think I got a little long-winded. Saul, do you have anything you want to add?
Admittedly, are less developed audiences for us. We haven't put a lot of resources behind developing.
That's a bit of an echo.
That somebody would be
I don't know how this happened.
Interacting with us, but if somebody...
I apologize about that.
It's okay. It's our first live, man. This stuff is going to happen.
Yeah, work out the kinks. No, I think you explained it really well. That just like everybody, we are kind of learning this as we go along. But as we look at kind of the path forward and just the reality of doing business right now. Marketing is really going in this direction. It's going to be trying to figure out, these audiences are so segmented and your customers are spread out across every platform imaginable, from Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, on and on and on it goes. And so how can you efficiently and effectively reach your customers or reach your target audience? And I don't know if anybody really has all of the answers right now, but we're certainly learning a lot as we start to do this.
Right on. And speaking of learning as we go, I just put a ticker on the bottom that says follow us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and all major social media platforms. Look at that. Outstanding. I can also highlight if somebody has questions or comments, like, for example, look at that. Hi, Doug.
Nice.
See, I'm highlighting. It says, yes, thanks. This really is incredible technology, and it's just getting started, which is super cool. Speaking of advancements, I think a lot of us have seen, most people that are followers of the business world and connected with us on Facebook or otherwise have seen that LinkedIn a couple months ago started coming out with stories, which is very similar to the stories format in Facebook and Instagram. And very recently, Twitter followed suit with stories, and then also a Twitter, like an audio post feature. Now, Saul, you're way more savvy at Twitter than I am. I was late to the party. How are you feeling about Twitter stories and where stories are at across platforms?
I think that as I can see, and I'm very much not a subject matter expert when it comes to social media marketing, but just in my own experience, the reason that I prefer Twitter is that it is so much different and more kind of distinguished from other social media platforms. I'm a news junkie, so it's a really great way for me to get up-to-date information, commentary, follow thought leaders and folks whose perspective I like to hear from in really short snippets. I don't know if the cross application of things like stories is going to work. Every platform is fundamentally different. Twitter is meant to be kind of this, kind of live streaming your internal dialogue, right? Whereas LinkedIn is a much different platform, and so the idea of having stories on LinkedIn, I don't, we'll see. We'll see how much they're able to reach their audience with things like stories or live streaming. I think that Instagram is trying to follow suit from Snapchat and it just boils down to I think each platform has a really fundamentally different function, and so
Absolutely.
that's why I don't tend to use things like kind of streamlined social media posts, right? Because what I post on LinkedIn is very different from what I post on Twitter, and what I use Instagram mainly to share pictures of my dogs, but each platform kind of has its own functionality.
But it's important. It's important. I just want to interject there. It's really important for business owners to understand the different functionality of these platforms. Mm-hmm. And even if there are slight differences, and even if they are evolving to the point where they have a lot of similar services, right? The approach should not in any way, shape, or form be the same for each one. And I think that's where a lot of these platforms are missing the mark. They're homogenizing in a lot of ways, but I don't think stories resonates with the LinkedIn audience as well, especially with the way that they implemented it. It ended up turning into a billboard, for people's own personal businesses and events and whatnot. And like, people were excited about it for a week. And I haven't looked at stories in a long time, and I spent a long time on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
I think Twitter getting stories was, yes, to keep up with the kind of like short digestible content, but are tweets not a fleeting enough thought that we need to have stories now? So, and somebody could play this video 10 years from now and be laughing at me because it ends up being like the thing. I do think that stories have their place. I think they had their heyday, and I think streaming is the future. So here we are, Saul and I diving into this as best we can. We will be weekly talking business. We'll have different guests. We'll have volunteers, board members, if they want to share stuff that's going on in their world. Our primary mission is your success, and we mean that, and that's directed at the wider Wisconsin business community. So if you're interested in learning things that are relevant to business, veteran-owned business, non-veteran-owned business, veteran-friendly business, veteran employees, hiring veteran employees, marketing, local economy, like you name it, our team of folks, our diverse team of folks and supporters and volunteers have a really diverse skill set. And our goal is to share those valuable insights with all of you. And there's no catch. We're here for you. So, and while simultaneously exploring this thing that is at least new to us, and that is the streaming world. So how can we request topics? Doug, man, you just throw them in the chat, baby. Also, Doug, if you want to, like, you're a big player in the Veterans Chamber world, so would love to have you on as a guest at some point. That would be great. If you want to request topics, you can always shoot us an email or message through any platform. Make sure to subscribe to our mailing list. We'll keep you updated. It's a newly streamlined, fancy mailing list. If you haven't seen anything from that, I just threw a link in the chats, wiveteranschamber.org. Go ahead and click on there, throw in your email. We will not spam you to death. We'll just provide valuable information about things that are relevant to you. So, all right, I'm done rambling about all that. Saul, do you got anything to add there?
No, just like you said, this is really meant to be a kind of ask us anything format.
Yep.
That, so we have just over 300 member businesses, nonprofit organizations as members of the organization, and every single one of them has a distinct and different need or challenge or hurdle that they're facing, and the entire point of organizations like ours and platforms like this is to provide the opportunity for folks to kind of shoot ideas off of each other and
yep.
Raise common issues, and this is just another way that we're striving to meet the needs of our members.
Absolutely. Well said. And our goal is to keep it at between 15 and 25 minutes. But I tell you what, if we've got a big enough group of people that are watching that have questions or insights or feedback or whatever, this is a two-way dialogue, multiple way dialogue. Somebody just gave us a thumbs up on Facebook. Look at that. We get updates and everything. That's lovely, man. What a cool platform this is. Anyways, I digress. But we're going to keep it 15, 25 minutes. But if we've got people that are, asking us or like interested in things or asking us things and wanting more dialogue, as long as we have things to talk about, we will continue to do so and answer your questions and be here for you. So please, I think we're probably safe to wrap it up for now, but don't go anywhere quite yet. Make sure wiveteranschamber.org. Subscribe to our mailing list. Follow us on Twitch for those of you gamers. Don't let us be like the only dorks on there with one follower. So if you're on Twitch, WI Veterans Chamber. Let me see if I can find it, like our actual I think it's WI Vets Chamber. WI Vets Chamber. Find us on Twitch. Join us. Make sure that we don't look like total dorks, like I think we're probably the only Chamber of Commerce on Twitch right now, which is probably something that we should be able to leverage. I don't know. But anyways, we look forward to seeing you next week, 11:30, same time, same channel, same place. We may bring some surprise guests, but we appreciate you being here. It looks like most every one of you were from Facebook, so thank you for following us there, and we'll look forward to seeing you again.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in, everybody, and bearing with us. We'll talk to you next week.
Right on. And if you missed this, putting it on YouTube. All right. Bye, everybody.